Hello everybody, welcome back to Legend of Mana. Domina is actually a pretty big place, and you can miss a lot of NPCs here, so I figure let's take a stroll. Take in the sights. This is actually one of the three big towns of Legend of Mana, and there's a lot to do here. So since we scared Elazo off and got his girlfriend back, let's see how our butterfly friend is doing. Not exactly the receptive type. Huh. Bar's also kinda empty today too. I believe NPCs appear here depending on what day of the week it is, as shown in the map, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's see how Tipo and the shop owner's family is doing. Now, Tipo's kinda speculating, but that does come into play. Oh, hey, thanks. That is the shop owner himself. He decided to give us an encyclopedia. And we're just kinda storming a girl's room now. Whoops. That dude is actually a beetle, and his wife is a butterfly. We can't exactly talk to her right now, even though we're behind the desk, but we can get some stuff. Well, we could, but not exactly rolling in dough. I got a spear, why not? Now, an interesting thing to note is every weapon has its own skill tree and mastery depending on what kind of abilities you use. Since we swapped to a spear ever so briefly, I don't get to use my other nunchuck skills. We get to learn a little bit about the sproutlings. They're very nature-oriented. They have a bit of a whimsy to them. They have a childlike curiosity, but they're also very soulless. So that's kind of scary. Innkeeper doesn't have much to say. This is our good friend, the Indian dancing man. He's pretty much a callback to all the other Mana games. He's the shop owner. He doesn't talk much, but he handles stuff. He's a cool guy. An empty guest room. This is a bit strange. You're supposed to meet another NPC here, but I think I kind of messed something up by talking with Niccolo first. This dude is a mineral merchant. There's one in every town, and it's the same sprite, but they oftentimes don't have their own, place. This poor guy has to peddle his wares inside a inn. Poor dude. This house is locked. I just want to steal your stuff. That's all. Ah, now here's a pair. Got a dancing monkey and his wandering jukebox. Jukebox don't talk much, though. He's a very silent person. He just lives for his music, that's all. The outskirts of Domina. We haven't been here since that witch incident. And now they're living in our house! There's the mail carrier. I believe her dialogue is a reference to a song, but I'm not good with culture, so don't quote me on that. Fortunately, everything in the outskirts is locked, which makes sense because this is a bad neighborhood. I mean, look, there are monster eggs just kinda sitting around. Wait. Huh. So I didn't realize this was a thing that I could do so early, but this is in fact another quest. Now, I use the term quest loosely because this is actually just a tutorial for raising monsters. Onion Knight, they don't have any eyes, man. How could they watch me? Now, I do enjoy the monster catching aspect of this game, because it's pretty fun. Like, if there's a monster in the game that's not a boss, you could catch it, you could raise it, you could have your own guy, and I'm gonna be aiming for a specific monster. However, for now, we're gonna deal with this very attentive egg. Here, have fish. Now, as much as I like the monster hunting aspects, they are very, very annoying. The only way I can make this easier is if I have a cardboard box, but you have to be very far away from the bait. And once they're eating, you could just, you know, kidnap a baby animal. Now, for the sake of brevity, and I kind of want to, you know, show off more of Domina, we're going to save the animal tutorial for the end of the video. Back in town and on the prowl. Covered most of the main streets, so let's check out the back streets. We were here before because we were trying to get Niccolo, but what do you got to say? This poet sounds like a bit of an optimist. Now, if we had Niccolo in tow, he has specific dialogue trees for when you talk to this specific sapling, but I don't, like, have him in tow, so that's unfortunate. Now, I like this character a lot. She's pretty fun. What she acts as is, if you're ever lost in a quest and don't know what to do, you could come all the way back to Domina, pay her $10 and get a fortune. If you don't have a quest though, she gives you random, you know, lines of dialogues. Also, she's a fruit basket. Thanks for the advice. I'll take that to heart. Later. Aside from our good friend the fortune teller, there's not much in this place. I mean, we could try and go in her house, but she locked it. Last we got the church. Now before in Niccolo's quest there was an NPC here, but since we did the quest, he's not there, so I had to start a new game and show him off. Inspector Boyd's a fun character. He's a detective mouse. The problem is, since I did the bandits quest, he just kinda, you know, left. No bandits, no inspector. This guy... not a huge fan. Mr. Nouvelle acts as a way to get backstory from the game for people that don't have... well, I can't talk. For people that have not played a mana game before. Given this game is very isolated from the rest of the series, you could lack a lot of, you know, detailed information, and that's why he exists. He gives you kind of a bit of a mindset to work with. Since I played a lot of mana games, though, I know about the nature of magic in this, so I don't talk to him about magic. But if you do, he gives you a book, and I really should have done that. Oh well. By the way, this dude is a harpy. Kinda neat, in my opinion. He's a harpy priest. That being said, there are very little actual humans in the Legend of Mana universe, as demonstrated in Domina. The only humanoids we have so far are Bud, Lisa, our player Sakuya, and Ilazu and Pearl, which is interesting food for thought. But enough about that, let's talk monsters. I'll probably cover monster hunting in a later tutorial video. Suffice to say, Onion Knight covers a fair bit of what you need to know. For those of you that are very astute in this, well, you'll know that trading a monster is not all that great. As I mentioned before, getting EXP in the field for your NPCs is tough because they are dumber than a box of rocks. The thing about Monster Corral is interesting because you could actually have your monsters passively gain EXP here, but that also means you don't get to take them, which is kind of a double-edged sword. Also, Onion Knight mentioned you could sell monsters you don't like for a little bit of extra money. Also, depending on how you feed a monster, their AI vastly differs, but they still don't go for the EXP orbs, which is frustrating. We'll hatch our beast egg another time, because it does take a while to hatch an egg, but that's Monster Corral.